Imagine walking through a silent, ancient forest. You see the massive trunks, the green leaves, and the still air. To our eyes, every tree is a lonely individual, standing by itself, competing for sunlight and rain. But beneath the soil, there is a secret world that is anything but silent. Below your feet, there is a complex, sprawling network of communication that rivals the internet in its complexity and efficiency. It is made of millions of microscopic fungal threads called mycelium. Scientists have given this phenomenon a fascinating name, the Wood Wide Web. Through this invisible network, trees aren't just standing next to each other. They are talking, trading resources, and even going to war. This hidden intelligence connects the entire forest into a single, massive, living organism. Tonight, we go beneath the surface to explore the strange science of how trees look after their families, warn their neighbors of impending danger, and even remember the past. As you listen, let the rhythmic, slow cycle of the forest help you relax. We are entering a world where the line between plant and animal begins to blur, and where the ground beneath us is alive with chemical thoughts we are only just beginning to understand. Breathe in the cool, damp air of the woods as we begin our descent into the invisible heart of the forest. This is not a fairy tale. It is a biological reality that has been functioning for millions of years, hidden right under our footsteps. Every step you take in a healthy forest is a step across a pulsing highway of information, a neural network of the earth that manages the life and death of every leaf and root in the canopy above. Let the heavy silence of the trees settle over you as we explore the deepest connections of the natural world. The Wood Wide Web is powered by a biological partnership that has existed for over 400 million years. It is a sophisticated deal made between the towering trees and the humble fungi living in the dirt. Fungi are strange creatures. They cannot create their own food from sunlight because they lack chlorophyll. To survive, they wrap their incredibly thin threads around tree roots to negotiate for a bit of the tree's excess sugar, produced through photosynthesis. In exchange, the fungi act as a massive, high-tech extension of the tree's own root system. These fungal threads, or hyphae, are much thinner than even the smallest root hair. This allows them to reach into tiny microscopic cracks in the soil that roots could never touch, bringing back vital water, nitrogen, and phosphorus to the tree. This creates a massive, interconnected grid that spans miles. In fact, a single teaspoon of healthy forest soil can contain several miles of these fungal threads if they were laid out end to end. Because these threads connect different trees together, they become a high-speed highway for chemical information. If one tree is being attacked by leaf-eating insects, it releases specific chemical signals into the fungal network. Its neighbors receive these data packets through their roots and immediately start producing bitter, defensive chemicals in their leaves to protect themselves before the insects even arrive. It is a proactive, community-based defense system that ensures the survival of the group over the individual. The forest is not just a collection of timber. It is a collaborative society where everyone is plugged into the same grid, sharing the burden of survival in an environment that can often be harsh and unforgiving. This connection is the silent engine of the ecosystem. At the absolute center of this underground network are the mother trees. These are the oldest, largest, and most experienced trees in the forest, and they act as the central command hubs of the fungal web. A single mother tree can be connected to hundreds of younger trees around her, creating a massive web of influence and care. Using the Wood Wide Web, she can actually identify which small saplings are her own biological offspring by recognizing their unique chemical signatures. When she finds them, she sends them extra sugar and life-saving nutrients through the fungal threads, helping them grow in the deep shade of the forest floor where sunlight is scarce. She even physically shrinks her own root system to make more room for the children to expand. This is not just a biological reflex, it is a form of active nurturing. When a mother tree is nearing the end of her life, she performs one final, incredible act of legacy. She sends a massive data dump of nutrients and chemical information into the network, passing her accumulated resources and even her immune system memories down to the next generation of saplings. It is as if she is writing her final will and ensuring the forest continues to thrive long after her trunk has fallen. This discovery has completely changed the way we look at the natural world. It shows that competition isn't the only law of the wild. Cooperation, family bonds, and a sense of community are just as vital to the survival of life. The oldest trees in our forests are not just wood and leaves. They are the keepers of the network, the grandmothers of the soil who manage the health of every plant around them with a quiet, ancient wisdom that we are only now starting to decode and appreciate. But the Wood Wide Web is not always a place of peace and cooperation. It has a dark side that reveals the true complexity of nature. Just like the human internet, the forest has its own version of hackers, thieves, and parasites. Some species of orchids, for instance, are the ultimate scammers of the woods. They do not have leaves and cannot produce their own food. Instead, they plug into the fungal network and trick it into giving them sugar, acting like biological leeches that live off the hard work of the trees without giving anything back. There is also a form of chemical warfare happening in the shadows. Certain trees, like the black walnut, use the fungal network to spread toxic chemicals that kill off other competing species of plants, clearing out the territory so they can have the soil's nutrients all to themselves. There are even phantom trees, mysterious stumps that were cut down decades or even centuries ago but are still being kept alive by the network. Their neighbors continue to pump sugar and water into the dead stumps, keeping the heart of the stump beating for reasons that scientists still don't fully understand. It is a world of complex politics, where trees make secret alliances, fight for territory, and protect their friends while sabotaging their enemies. The silence of the forest is a beautiful lie. Beneath the surface, there is a constant, roaring battle for survival and a complex web of social interactions that rivals any human city. The more we learn about the Wood Wide Web, the more we realize that intelligence doesn't always require a brain or a nervous system. Sometimes, it just needs a connection and a common goal. This hidden world reminds us that everything is linked and that no living thing truly stands alone in the vast, interconnected tapestry of our planet's history. As we look at the trees around us now, it is clear that there is a deep, hidden intelligence in the world that we are only just beginning to map and understand. Nature is far more connected and aware than we ever imagined. These findings remind us that every time we protect a single ancient tree, we are actually protecting a massive library of information and a support system for an entire landscape. If you enjoyed this journey into the secret life of the forest, consider subscribing to our channel. We dive into the most fascinating and trending corners of science and nature to bring you facts that change the way you see the world around you. By joining us, you help support the creation of these calm, educational journeys that aim to bridge the gap between hard science and the quiet wonder of existence. Thank you for your time tonight and for being a part of this community. As you prepare for rest, think of the vast, quiet network beneath the soil, working tirelessly through the night to keep the world green and connected. You are part of a deeply unified planet, and there is a profound peace in that connection. Let the image of the ancient mother tree be your guide into a restful state of mind. The forest is breathing, the network is pulsing, and the world is at peace. Take this moment to disconnect from the noise of your own world and plug into the quiet rhythm of the earth. We will be back soon with another exploration of the mysteries that surround us. For now, focus on the stillness of the night. Rest well, stay curious, and appreciate the hidden strength of the natural world. Good night, and may your dreams be as vast and deep as the roots of an ancient wood.